Orobo you know, sometimes a story is usually very interesting if you know the background to the story. For example, if you don't know that Sapele and Amukpe used to be one town, and it was called Amukpe until Asaba sued Ogodo to court in 1904. And even though Onuma was the judge that decided the matter, you would just be arguing in isolation. Now, this Sapele matter was a very interesting one to us. In fact, the UPU took a very active part in Sapele matter. It is one of the cases that brought unity to the whole of the Urhobo nation. Chief T.A. Salubi, who kept most of the records as at that time, he said, never have I seen the Urhobo people so united. He said that if they continue in this unity, nothing will be able to stop them. Unfortunately, they have been agents of division, trying to reduce the Urhobo nation by projecting clannish and individualism than the collective interest of the Urhobo nation. You see, when Urhobo was united, they collectively built a college called Urhobo College. They didn't say the college must be in Agbaru, or no, the college must be in Arawarien, or must be in Ewu, or must be in Isiokolo. No. The president then of the UPU was Bukuro Mowo. He was an Iranian man. What did they really get? Nothing. Even most time when Chief T.A. Salubi was the president, it was from Isiokolo. In fact, Agbon clan has had more UPU president than any other clan. What do they have? Nothing. So, it is with that unity that we are talking about. And we know most of the high and mighty in our society went to Urhobo College. We'll tell you the history of Urhobo College on another day. Now, what happened was that during the Sapele case, the UPU Lagos branch sent Chief T.A. Salubi on behalf of the Lagos branch to come to Warri to follow the record of proceedings and report back to them what was happening in court. Salubi then was not a UPU president, he was just an activist. He became a UPU president 20 years later. But as of 1942, he was already championing Urhobo interest in Lagos. I believe by that 1942, he didn't believe that he would become UPU president one day. And so, he was in the courtroom on that very day, how the matter went. So, he wrote this beautiful letter from Warri to the UPU in Lagos, these people that sent him to come and witness the case about what really happened. So I want to read the letter to you now, so that I will explain some things, so that you understand what happened on that day. So, care of P.O. Box 47, Warri, on the 9th of May, 1942, dear sir, I'm writing this to inform you and the union of my safe arrival here with my family on the 8th instant at about 2:30 p.m. and also to give you some details about the Sapele land case, hoping that you have not, as I write, had the details from any other source. I placed myself in your position at Lagos, and I could see how anxious everyone is for full information. I shall try to send a brief report from here to the Pilot Times and service as soon as I can. The Pilot Times was a newspaper at that time, like Vanguard newspaper. The head of Pilot Times there, I think, was Ayuna Azikiwe. He said he's even going to send the proceedings, what happened, to the newspaper. That was what the UPU. Lagos branch alone, not even the whole of UPU. You understand? So we are having things like this. Nobody, no UP, even the UPU national branch does not even go to newspaper again to inform people. You understand? Not to talk of local branch. He said as soon as he finish here, he will send everything what happened now, this letter to the pilot, daily pilot. He said, now here goes the news in brief. The cases, for there were two. He said there were two cases had that day. Olucross action upon Ikomis and Baptist mission cases, and our own action asking for declaration of title to Sapele Township land for stoppage of £40 being given to the Shekris and for the cancellation of the 1908 deed signed by Chief Daw. It started on the 28th of April 1942. After losing the one of Baptist mission, in other words, the Baptist mission that leads the Baptist mission leader there was Reverend Agojin Omashola. He leased land from the Mayomano and Omare to that day. Don also tell him to stop paying the leases. He stopped in 1928. So the cases was also hard that day. Now, he said after losing, the Baptist mission now lose their case to the Okpe people. They will continue to pay their lease. The Shekris had no moral and courage to carry on with the Olucross action. And so, when they went to court, their counsel applied to withdraw the cross action by the Olu. They said they are withdrawing the other case that they have because they have already lost the first one. You know, get ahead. That was allowed with cost assessed at £30. So for withdrawing the case that they don't want to again, the court ruled that they should pay the Okpe people £30. That was the first success and the inkling of what was going to happen. Now, when the second case was called, the township case of Sapele, in which we were plaintiffs, our counsel intimidated the court of our unpreparedness to proceed. His ground was that it was a cross-action case that we were ready for, but that as the enemy withdrew, this is a former UPU president. What word did he use as a gun? He said, for as the enemy withdrew, listen to your ancestors. Your ancestors are wiser than you. You are sitting in the position of where Salubi was. And look what the term he used. After the enemy withdrew the case. Somebody trying to grab your land is your friend. Thank you very much. Now, after the enemy withdrew, he would like the case to be remanded on the 29th April before standing, just to allow him to prepare his witnesses well. Now, what happened was that he said the judge did not know that day that the Shekiri will run away from that Fair Baptist Church and the Komis case. So they didn't prepare their witnesses at all before. He said, so now that the Shekiri withdrew and Judge Jackson have struck out their case and fined £30, they should adjourn the one of the Sapele case in the next day so that they will go and prepare their witnesses because they were not ready to prepare their witnesses for the day. This application the application was refused. The court said no, you must continue the case. This application was refused forthwith, and the court ordered that the case be proceeded forthwith. There and then, Ayomano was put in the box. The hours of sitting were from 9 to 1 p.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. every day. See how judges in those days were working. Not be nowadays. The judge only one case for 10 years. If not now, they go say, okay, take adjournment till tomorrow. And I even the next day, not 3 months' time. The judge say no. Continue the case. Want to hear the case. He said the judge will sit from 9 till 1 o'clock. He will go and rest. And then from 3 to 6 p.m. every day. Now, Ayomano, according to the information, did exceedingly well and proved himself as should be expected. Anyway, he was on the box from the whole of on the 28th April down to 6 p.m. when the court rose. Now, because his cross-examination did not finish, he had to begin with in the morning of on the 29th. After him, Chief Omare took the bus. He was reported to have acquitted himself exceedingly well. Several witnesses gave most impressive and historical evidence, prominent among which is that of Mr. I.T. Palmer, whose evidence was taken in his own house at Sapele. There is a certain fact about Palmer which I do not want to put in this letter. The president will tell you, the president will tell you, and please keep dark if he does. After the evidence of Mr. Palmer, there was a dark cloud overhanging in the horizon of the enemy territory, because they were thinking Mr. Palmer will testify for them, the Shekiris. You know, Mr. Palmer was a Yoruba man, one of the first Yoruba men to come to Sapele, and he worked with the government before. So it's a credible witness with government. Mr. Palmer said he took the leases from the Okpe people for Toku. Like the Okpe people even gave him the land free to work. He said, but as a honest man, he said, no, let me just be paying you something. He said, so we'll then give you them £5. When we come to the case proper, you will see it. They knew then that they had lost. And so the case continued until we close our case. The enemy, opened their defense, and having called 5 witnesses out of 14, they collapsed as the Tower of Babel. He said Ishakiri wanted to call 14 witnesses. It's not by the number of witnesses, it's by the truth. But even the 5 witnesses were disgracing them. And after calling about 5 witnesses, he said their cases collapsed like the Tower of Babel. Now, Chief William Moore took the brunt of the whole show. He had to choose between telling his story in the box and the truth in the history book which he had made. He wrote the book before. But he could not get out of the truth when quotations from the history book were made to stare at his face. At last, he was humbled at the altar of truth. And as the defense collapsed most disgracefully, until the Olu, who was all the time attending court, had to run away. Olu had to run away when he saw the cases. So when I tell you that Olu didn't want to run away, when William Moore was talking, he was embarrassed and ran away. So you now know where I got it from. Run away. Now, the considered judgment of the court was given on the 5th of May in our favor with £150 cost. That means the Shekiri were fined £150 cost. The judgment was very, very dry. That means if you appeal it, no way. It's a dry judgment. You can't appeal it. It's very solid. Like a Dudu versus Okubaba case. You understand? And left no room for success of the enemy if they appeal. And left no room for success of the enemy if they appeal. Now, I understand that they have given notice to appeal, contrary to Asifu Egbe's advice. Asifu Egbe was their lawyer. He said they shouldn't appeal. But they said they still want to appeal. They don't want to last appeal. And that is a famous cause, a famous Kosa Saliba. Now, the Okpes here have apologized to Mr. Mo and the UPU on the eve of the court day, 27/4/1942. You know what happened? I will tell you. As the case was going on, one is Sapele, a member of the Okpe Union, came and said Okpe is not Urobo, that Urobo should pull out of the case. That the UPU should pull out of the case. That the UPU wants to win the case and then seize Sapele land too. It's Sapele. Meanwhile, the other members, them Odege, from Oha, Odete, Demomoya, father of Dafinone. We're saying, no, which kind of rubbish is this? Why will you do such a thing? Then she fire man on. And when the argument became much, Mukoromo will say, I don't want to take part in all this your team. We were let the UPU stay out. On the 9th of the case now, Sapele bring money. Sapele ran away. They now discovered that he was an agent of the Shekiri, the same thing. And that is why I've always told you people that the Shekiri, anywhere you see a message that Okpe is not Urobo, watch the people bringing that message. They are agents of the Shekiris. Ask all of them. They are presidents. I told you what happened. Igo Natufe Omajuwa. His mother is a Shekiri. He was a member of the UPU in America. He led the UPU to the Urobo Shekiri conference of 2000 during the crisis. Simply because he contested the position in of UPU in America and lost. He now said Okpe is not Urobo. Now, since this wahala started, have you seen any of them coming out to defend Okpe? They will never. But whenever it's issue of Okpe is not Urobo, they will come out. Ishakiris will not be supporting them. Then immediately the Ishakiris will not be start hitting Okpe. So when they didn't see Sapele on that day, she fired Mano, had to lead the Udogun Okpe to go and meet Mukoro Mugu that they are sorry for what Sapele was doing, that there is no money. And Mukoro Mugu forgave and they prayed together and declared that. And this is even the beginning, you know, because after this one, you know, the Shekiri, what they think is money. They think they have money. That with money they can frustrate you. And that is the truth. If they have money and they can take you to court, you know, and you don't have money, you will lose your case. Because when they finish, they appeal. For this same Salubi that mobilized UPU women in Lagos, I will give you the receipts are here. They were cooking for them one by one. So the Okpes have apologized to Mr. Mowo and the UPU on the eve of the court day, on the 27th of April, 1942. Our counsel wanted the balance of their fees. Nelson William was to have 350 and Ernest Egbune 90 pounds. Those are the two lawyers they took. Nelson Williams and Egbune. It was the UPU that paid. All to the balance. The Okpes could not meet up. The UPU refused to help at first. But the union, so that they could find the money. Now, how these councils refused to go to court until they got the balance of their fees. The Okpes could not get the money, and they had to come and apologize to Mr. Mowo. There's a language I don't like, I will not read it. As there was no more fund in the national vote, all have gone into the Ogariki case. You see, the UPU also fought. So when you see things like this, particularly things that involve Yoruba and another tribe, the UPU should be at the forefront. That's why in this delineation case, it is the UPU that's supposed to be at the forefront, not leaving the Agbara and the Okere Yoruba people alone. In the Okwama case, it is the UPU that's supposed to be at the forefront. If the UPU were to be at the forefront, mobilizing our senior advocate and the rest, it will not have gotten to this level. You leave the clan to the what can they do? Can they stand another tribe? So you see what is happening now. The UPU, as you can see now, funded the Ogariki case and also funded the Sapele case. So how would they you understand? How do you not get respect? They won't do anything. This Sapele matter now, the UPU is supposed to be at the forefront. Pages of newspaper, advertisement, sending people to Arise, sending people to channels, the interview, everything, stand warning, mobilize security to guard all our land. That's how you have respect of the UPU. Or what is even your role? Now, the union had to make inroad into scholarship fund. And that's why I told you that in the year 1942, no Urobo son got scholarship because they had to use money from the scholarship to fund the Sapele case. The way we see have a scholarship fund of the UPU nowadays, we have to deep fund on. We don't. and I want to be UPU president. No vision. If people of 1942 could build a college, why should people of 2025 not build a university? A high-tech university. University where you teach artificial intelligence, robotics, forensic medicine, nursing. You don't know that nursing is a service you can export to US. Everybody who read nursing, pharmacy, medical doctor, you export them to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Jordan, then they remit to the union 2% of their salary. They sign it everything before you do that. Graduate from the school, no vision. All you want to do is how to grab to become governor. I want to become governor. Then after when you fail now, the governor will be dealing with you. Then you sit down and then you just organize how to dance at the end of every year. Then do something. No vision, nothing. Look at it. Do we even have a scholarship fund like that? Now they managed to pay both counsel before court time, and that was how we got over this difficulty. I had meant to stay long, but I feel I should return soon to arrange our clans meeting and let all our people know about these cases. Our national day this year will be grander than before. We will dance and sing and sing. Our labor is not lost. Thank God the Almighty. I shall try to bring with me copies of the proceedings of the cases if they are ready. I understand the one of Ajagbodudu is ready and the one of Sapele is being prepared. Please call our union to a committee and read this letter to them. Nothing will please them more. I think that about 4,000 pounds is awaiting the Okpe people. That is all the rents that are due that the Shekiris have been collecting. Tail is from Sapele Township tax. This is from Sapele Township tax. The royalties which the government have been keeping for whosoever is the owner since the dispute is over the land. Founders greetings to you all. I am Salubi, your dear one, 1942. So, I think you understand, you have got many things from this letter. From this letter, you have seen how even the UPU of today have lost it. They lost it a long time ago. They don't have vision. Sapele case, anything, if it is intertribal or interclannish, the UPU can mediate. The UPU will not set up a committee. Maybe Okpe clan is having a problem with Uye clan. The UPU cannot mediate. They cannot take somebody from the people that will mediate, maybe Eureni clan or Udu clan, to go and mediate. But if it is between any of the clan and another tribe, for example, Alaja no crisis is the UPU. Because if we lose shock of our land, Urobo land has diminished, then we are in the UPU where you are ruling, a part have gone. So immediately the Okwama matter started, they were ready to petition the government. It is the UPU that you have submitted the petition down to the chief of army staff or to the presidency, not the Okwama people. That is how it was done, as you can see now. Let not the labors of our ancestors be in vain.